Hey guys, welcome to yet another video. As this on Saturday, Britain's Got Talent starts. My previous guest Jamie Raven has helped me get on Mr. Richard Jones, who has joined me here. Britain's Got Talent 2016 winner. How are you doing, Richard?
How's it going? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for having me on.
An absolute pleasure. First up, how old were you when you started learning magic?
I was quite old. I liked magic when I was a kid. Had a little magic set when I was a kid, but I didn't start learning magic properly until I joined the army. Joined the army in 2010. And when I joined the army, I was originally based with a band of the parachute regiment, so we were always travelling around the world. We were always in abroad, away from home. So it gave me a chance to try and learn something new. So I started learning little card tricks to begin with. And I was very lucky that I always had a big group of people wanting to see magic and wanting to be entertained wherever I went. So I fast-tracked through the years, and then 6 years later was when I did Britain's Got Talent. So I fast-tracked very quickly, but it was because I was always performing in that time.
What made you decide to join the army?
Always wanted to join the army. My Everyone in my family's been in the army at some point, and my brother's still in the army, and it's an amazing career. They're very supportive. The army. I've learnt so much. I've travelled to places that I would never have got the chance to travel to otherwise, and yeah, always love the idea of travelling the world doing something I love, because I'm a musician as well. So I'm a musician in the army. You know, when you see the bands playing music, marching
Yeah.
outside Buckingham Palace. So that's what I've spent the last few years doing, and I'm one of the guys who are on the horses as well. So we play the music on top of the horses at big parades, and so we see the Queen and the royal family a lot, and we go to some pretty cool places. So wouldn't have changed it for the world.
And did you often do perform tricks for the other people in the army?
Always. So something I used to love doing with my music role in the army. So what we used to do quite a lot were garden parties at places like Buckingham Palace and Holyrood Palace, and so we'd be there playing music, and it'd be all lots of invited guests wandering around having a good time in a party, and then the Queen would come out, and Will and Kate would quite often be there, Harry, and be wandering around. And whenever we had a break from the music, I would always get out a pack of cards and I'd wander around and try and entertain as much as possible. And I have shown the Queen some card tricks in the past. She's always reacted very well. I think she enjoys card tricks, but I wouldn't know, because even if she hated them, she probably wouldn't tell me because she's too nice. But Harry's good fun. I've done lots of tricks for Harry, and William and Kate as well. I've performed quite a lot for as well, and they're all great. And Charles is also a magician. He's a magician in the magic circle, Prince Charles.
I
So,
actually didn't know
uh,
that.
yeah, not many people do, but he's like a secret honorary member. So
Yeah,
yeah, he's very good apparently.
yeah. What was it made you decide to join Britain's Got Talent? I mean, enter Britain's Got Talent.
I believe that I've always believed in being a yes person, and I always try to say yes to any opportunity that I notice to grow that will allow me to grow. And I decided one day in 2015 that I wanted to try and get on TV and do some magic on TV. So I applied to every TV show on TV, and gradually they started coming back and I started getting on them. So I got on The Chase with Bradley Walsh a few years ago. So 2015 I got on there and I did some magic tricks for him. Did terribly on the actual show, but I got to do a card trick on TV, which is good.
I actually think I remember
Uh,
seeing you on the chase now. No, I think I actually might remember that.
well, the frustrating thing is every year now they replay it as a repeat, and it's quite frustrating because I did so badly that every year I get lots of messages from people telling me, "Oh God, you're terrible at general knowledge." So yeah, it's a bit of a pain now, and also lots of people don't realise it's a repeat as well, and lots of people always message me when I'm on it, and they say stuff like, "Oh, I can't believe you've managed to sneak onto the chase again," and they don't realise that they're just repeats. And then after that, I did another show with Stephen Mulhern, which was another game show, and I got on that, did some magic on that, and then I saw the adverts for Britain's Got Talent, and it's always been one of my favourite shows on TV.
Mm.
So I went and auditioned for that, queued for about 15 hours at the XL Centre
Oh,
in front of the first round judges, yeah. But it was good fun. I met some really amazing people on the journey as well.
how nervous were you when you went to do your audition?
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing. So my first televised audition, I was super nervous when I first got there at 8 o'clock in the morning. But I thought I was going to be on within an hour, so I was really nervous, like checking that all my
Mm.
props are ready and that I'm ready. A little bit on edge, but they also said don't leave the venue, because if you leave the theatre, you might lose your space on the show. So I said, okay, that's fine. But I didn't have any food with me. And in the end, what I thought would only take an hour, after about 8 hours, I was still in the theatre, not had gone on stage yet. And I was so hungry. All I'd had all day is, luckily I had this little bag of Percy Pigs. And I rationed them off. So I had like one every hour. And by the time I actually got onto stage in front of the judges, I wasn't even that nervous anymore, because I'd been nervous all day and I was kind of exhausted and I was super hungry. And all I could think about was, okay, I'll go on, get it done, and then I'm going to go to Burger King and then go home. So that was all I was thinking about. So actually I wasn't that nervous when I finally got on stage.
You're just hungry.
So thank God for Percy Pigs.
What was it like meeting Guns and Deck?
Ant and Dec are really lovely, really cool guys. They want everyone to do well, really fun, very good at what they do. Also, all of the judges are lovely. The number one question I get asked is what's Simon Cowell like, and he's a really nice man. And I see him quite a few times in the year now at events, because so I'm a patron of a children's charity that he's a huge patron and supporter of, and he donates massive amounts of money to every year. And it's kind of all, he doesn't publicise his support for a lot of these children charities, but he does a lot behind the scenes to make sure they're all doing well. So there's a really nice side behind the scenes to him that people don't even know about. So yeah, nice guy.
Yeah, and what did it feel like going into performing in the final of Britain's Got Talent?
So it was very nerve-wracking, because I was live in front of, I think it was 16 million people. So it was quite scary. And the thing about being a magician as well on a TV show, especially a live TV show, is you never really know. Even though you give a little bit of guidance to the camera teams, you really never know which camera is on you at each point. So the other thing is, when you're doing magic, sometimes you want to, not only do you want the cameras sometimes to not see something sneaky that you're trying to hide, but also you want to make sure that the cameras are seeing the magical moment that you're trying to create. Because it's no good going out and doing the most amazing trick ever. If the wrong camera picks it up and no one at home sees the trick, then that's a disaster. So it's very nerve-wracking. And also the thing that's terrifying is if you walk out there and you slip over and fall on your face, you'll be way more famous, but for all the wrong reasons. And that's a terrifying thought. So the one thing that you're probably most nervous about on live TV is you just don't want to fall on your backside and look stupid.
I feel like I've happened a few times on the show, I'm pretty sure. That's max, but I'm sure I've seen before that on the stage, or maybe on X Factor. Sure, I've seen that one before.
Yeah, I've people falling through the stage and all sorts in the past. You just don't want to be that person. Although, saying that though, after I won the show, my first ever show, live tour show, was in a place right down south near the sea. And it was my first big show that lots of people had come to see, a huge packed out theatre. I was really excited. And on the rehearsal, everything was fine. And then just after rehearsal, another tech guy turned up. He missed the rehearsal. But he said to me, when you walk out, do you want a little bit of smoke on the stage? Kind of just a bed on the kind of the floor. And in my mind, I thought, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, do it. That'd be amazing. And by the time they introduced me, what was supposed to be a tiny bit of smoke on the stage turned out to be the entire stage was full of smoke. And he introduced me for the first ever time on a big stage to say, please welcome Lance Corporal Richard Jones. And the music starts and I march out straight onto stage into this big stars in your eyes filled stage. And I misjudge where the front of the stage is and I fall straight off and into the front row. And I fell on two ladies' laps. And I felt terrible because I probably hurt them when I did. But the funny thing is it was so funny that I think most people in the room thought it was supposed to happen. They thought it was comedy. They thought, oh God, this guy's a genius. That was so funny because it looked so real, but it was real. And I think the only two people who knew for sure it wasn't supposed to happen were the two ladies who I landed on. Because they definitely weren't expecting that.
So just one fortnight, you become a comedy magician, are you?
Yeah, exactly. My big moment.
Oh, that is absolutely hilarious. How did you react when you won Britain's Got Talent?
Say again, sorry.
How did you celebrate when you won Britain's Got Talent?
How did I celebrate? Well, I was super busy straight after. In fact, the whole way through the show, I was super busy. So as soon as you come off the show, the next morning you're on lots of morning shows, and for about 8 hours you're doing interviews with different news outlets, newspapers, TV, radio. And in all honesty, it was like that for about probably 2-3 weeks. Every day I was doing probably 8 hours of interviews and TV appearances, and they'd put me up in a lovely hotel in London. And I didn't. When you come off a show like that, you don't really know what your life's going to be like. You don't really know what's going to happen next. So, but I had this really nice room in this hotel, and after about 2 weeks, I started thinking, maybe this is just my life now. Maybe they're just going to let me live here. So, in my naivety, I thought I had a room forever in this hotel. I think living the dream. But then after about 3 weeks, then the media calmed down a little bit, and then I came home and started to try and plan shows that I could do around the country, and it was all full steam ahead. But then I joined a caster and I headlined a show in the West End. In fact, I've got a poster. I was just planning on putting this on my wall today, so I could show you actually. So this was a West End show called The Impossible, and these are all the cast members. In fact, since I won the show, Magical Bones has been on BGT. Jonathan Goodwin's also been on BGT. Josephine Lee was on BGT. Ben Hart was also on BGT. There's only 2 people left. There's 2 people left. So, but that was amazing. So I was in the West End with it.
It's a BGT
and yeah, pretty much. Yeah, if we redid the show today, it could be a BGT magic act, couldn't it? But yeah, so I was headlined the show for in the West End, right in Leicester Square for, I think it was 2 or 3 months, doing 2 shows every day. That was amazing. And then I started my tour. My first tour was called The Power of Imagination, which was put together really quickly because I didn't really have much time. But luckily I've got some amazing friends in the magic world who kind of helped plan it and put it all together. Travelled all around the country, and then since then I've done a tour show every year, apart from obviously 2021, because and we started the last show, which is called the Escape Tour show. Which, have I got a poster of that? In fact, I do have a poster of that. I can show you that as well. There we go. This was the Escape Tour. I literally just finished it the weekend just gone. So we started it in 2020. We did 2 shows, and then the COVID started. And then that put everything on hold. But then since the pandemic's kind of eased off, I've just finished all the venues, did the last one a few days ago. And now planning a brand new show. Do I have a new tour poster? Let me see. I don't know if I've got this set up. No. Oh, no, that's not right. I do have I did have a poster somewhere. But I've changed all my buttons around, so I don't know which one it is. But so my new show is going to be going out in, I think it's September. I'm going to be starting a new show, which is in theatres all around the country. So yeah, I'll have to get you a ticket. You can come and join us. We'll get you VIP tickets. You can come and sit and enjoy the show.
Are you coming anywhere near in the northeast of England?
I will be, yes. Off the top of my head, I couldn't even name anywhere I'm going yet because they're just still booking the venues at the minute. But I will be somewhere up there. So.
If you could ask, because there is one place I've been to before to meet, went to see Paul Zurgeon and Robert White before, the Forum Billingham it's called. If you could try and see if you could get there, that's where I've gone before.
I'm going to write that. I'll write that down and check it out. Forum Billingham. Is it a big theatre, that one? How many seats would you say?
I'm not too sure. It's not a massive theatre, but it's a good sized theatre. You'd get a decent amount of people there. Yeah. Both Robert White and awesome. Paul Zurgeon were completely filled out, obviously.
Nice. All right, well, I've written it down. I'll see what I can do.
That was a few months after Robert White had came runner-up and Britain's Got Talent, so it made sense that obviously that was filled out completely.
Yeah. Well, that's a good sign. Awesome. Well, I'll add it to my list, see if I can get it done. But anyone out there, don't worry, I'm going to come and see, probably try and get to most parts of the UK in the next. It'll be September and it will go into 2023 as well. Because the problem is at the minute is lots of theatres don't have lots of dates available to add new stuff in because everything's been postponed still. So a lot of the show will be in April next year, but we've managed to get a few before then in September. So awesome. Yes. So if you want to come and see me or Jacob, make sure you come to the show because he'll be sat in the front row.
One of the things I spoke with Jamie about was a lot about when you look at there's been over the years a lot of young magicians coming on, like Izzy Simpson, and I think it was like 9 when she went on Britain's Got Talent. How incredible do you think how she did amazing magic that she did at such a young age? How incredible do you think that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So every year we seem to have kids probably a similar age. I assume they're all kind of between 8 and 11. There's been quite a few kids, the last few years have been doing very well. It's amazing. I mean, the amount of pressure that they are under when they go on a TV show like that is really extreme. Like I think it's a lot more pressurizing than people realize. So the fact that a lot of these kids have gone on and made it so far and managed to walk on stage live in front of so many millions of people is amazing, really, because the pressure's massive. But I'm sure they're all rock stars at school now. But everyone wants a selfie with them, no doubt. So I'm sure they're pleased they did it. But yeah, it's amazing that they went through and got so far, did so well.
Could you ever have imagined doing something like that at such a young age?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, the thing that I wonder. I mean, it's difficult for them to use the platform, really, because I assume they can't really go on tour and start doing theatre shows now because they've got to work hard at school. So no doubt it'll be tough for them to get straight back into doing schoolwork and focusing on exams when they've been on national TV in front of millions. So, but they all credit to them. They're very brave for doing it. And I mean, I didn't really feel like I had as much pressure or risk involved when I went on the show. Mainly because I had a good job. I loved my job in the army and I didn't want to leave it. And I knew that if I went on and it went badly, it didn't really matter because it wasn't my livelihood. Whereas sometimes when you see people who are full-time magicians go on the show, like Jamie, it's a lot more pressure because if he went on the show and if he didn't do well, it would affect him a lot because all of his bookings that he relies on could have been affected by that. So yeah, it's a lot braver, most people who went on rather than me. And for the kids as well, I mean, the amount of pressure at school, if you went on, imagine, like I said earlier, if you walk on and slip over and become a meme for the rest of your life, yeah, that wouldn't be very good in the school playground. That'd be a tough one to recover from, I think. So, but they're very, very, very good. They've been so far. So,
would you say, because especially with your audition, you did a lot of things with the mind. Would you say you're a bit of a mind reader?
Yes, yeah. So I do. So my tour show is a combination of magic, mind reading, and also influence and suggestion, where you can try and influence people, and it feels like mind reading, but really I'm subconsciously making people think of certain things. Now, what I try to do is combine magic and mind reading and that fascination that I have with those topics. I try to combine those with elements of some of the specialist training that I've had in my army career. So it makes it a little bit unique and a little bit different, which if anyone who's come to see my show will realise that, because I do a couple of things in the show which is very obviously come from my military training. I do a couple of dangerous things in the show. And also I get someone from the audience every night to do something very dangerous, which is always exciting. But I'll show you an example. Look, let me bring you down here. Let me show you. I'll just show you my face. You know these are not really my hands. I'll try something on you. I've got a pack of cards. Jacob, all I want you to do, you're going to make some decisions for me, okay?
Okay.
Now, bear in mind, I'm going to be trying to influence your choice. At every stage of this trick, every stage, every question I ask you, I'm going to be trying to make you choose and make a decision that I want you to go for. But I want you to be aware of that, because I feel like if you want to change your mind before you give me the answer, feel free to change your mind as many times as you want. But the moment you give me an answer, we stick and we commit to that answer. Okay, pack of cards. In a pack of cards, we have red cards and we have black cards. Do you want the card that we end up using? Would you like this card to be a red card or a black card?
A black card.
A black card. Okay, fair enough. That was fair. It felt like a fair choice, right? Okay, so out of the black cards, that means we could have either a spade or a club. Would you like the card that we end up using? Would you like it to be a spade or a club?
Club.
A club.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So we've got a club. Now let's separate the cards into picture cards and number cards. Would you like this card that we end up using, would you like it to be a picture or a number?
A number.
A number. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and did you say, you said spades, didn't you, right?
Clubs.
Or was it clubs?
Clubs.
Clubs. All right, just seeing if I can change your mind there. All right, no worries. Okay, so, and you want a number. So which number would you like? Bear in mind it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which number would you like?
8.
So it can't be an ace. So it needs to be a number, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Which number would you like?
8.
8. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Now the reason I didn't want you to go for an ace, I'll show you the reason. If I open up this pack, the reason I didn't want you to go for an ace is because I've actually got some of the aces upside down already. There's the other ace. Because I had a feeling you would go for an ace, but I didn't want you to, and I'll show you why in a second. You said clubs, didn't you? So the 8 of clubs you ended up with. Now bear in mind, these 4 aces are face up. Also bear in mind that these cards are all blue. Now I actually took these aces from a red pack earlier on. I had a feeling that you would want an ace, which is kind of interesting, but I wanted you not to go for an ace, which is why I took out red aces from a red pack of cards, and I've jotted something down on the back. Now bear in mind, you could have changed your mind as many times as you want. You could have answered anything. You ended up choosing the 8 of clubs, right?
Yeah.
I made some special markings on the back of these cards. See, I wanted you to go for the 8 of clubs all along.
Oh my word!
See, you never really had a chance. You were always going to go for the card that I wanted you to go for.
That is incredible.
And that is an example of how you can influence someone's decisions.
Wow, that was amazing. That. What?
I appreciate it.
And the final question. I don't think I can beat that, can I? One last question for you is, what advice would you give to any young aspiring musicians that are watching?
I would say the more you perform, the better you get. The thing with magic that's tempting is to learn a magic trick and then just spend months or years or the rest of your life just practicing that magic trick. But it will never get better, and you will never get better until you get the confidence to go out there and try it out on other people. Now, the only way you get the confidence to do that is to just absolutely throw yourself out there and force yourself to do it. Always start with your family and then your friends, and then if you can, just do it for a stranger out and about. Like maybe you're just paying for something at the till in Asda, and maybe just say to them, look, do you want to see something interesting? Let me try this on. Try it out as strangers, because that is where you get your confidence. And the more you perform, the better you get. The reason I fast-tracked in magic is because every day when I started learning, every day I was trying to entertain as many people as possible, and it meant I got really good because I was doing it a lot. And so that's why I fast-tracked in 6 years, from going from starting magic to being on TV doing magic. So that is my big advice. Don't be afraid. Get out there and don't be afraid to fail. If you get out there and you try a trick and it doesn't work, it doesn't hurt anyone. It doesn't matter. Just try another one and just try again with someone else. Don't let it affect you. Don't let it stop you from starting in the first place. That's my big advice. And if anyone does want to learn magic, brand new this week, Jacob, I've literally just put these together. It is my brand new magic set. So these, I've literally spent the last few months putting these together online, and they arrived this week. So I still haven't put any of them up, so I still need to fill them up and put everything inside. And I'm going to put a personalised note and a couple of posters and stuff inside each one. But if anyone wants to learn magic, there's loads of really cool ones. I'll show you one more trick. This is one from the set. This is like a little Instagram trick. We've got a little dice inside this jar. Now, this is a trick that is in the magic set, and literally within the space of about 5 minutes, you'll be able to perform this trick and turn all the dice into all of these tiny little dice. Just like that. How cool is that? And this is a trick that they'll be able to do be able to do this trick in the space of about 5 minutes. You'll be mastered that trick from here, and there's 5 other ones in there as well, which are all really powerful. So if anyone wants to learn magic, drop me an email. I can really show you that link now. Is it this one? Yeah, that's my website. There we go. I know I could use it at some point. Yeah, that's handy. So that's my website. Anyone who wants a magic set, if you go on, there's a little form to fill out. Just type in the email.
I'll put the link in the description. I'll do that. I'll put in the description for them.
Awesome. Thank you, mate. But magic it's opened up so many doors for me. I've been super lucky. It's the best thing I ever did. I was very, very lucky that it's taken me all around the world, and I've met so many amazing people and been able to do so many exciting things because of it. So I'm hoping lots of people will take up magic. And Jacob, next time I see you, I want you to show me a magic trick, all right?
I'll try, but I'm terrible. I've tried for years. I used to try when I was a younger. I absolutely loved magic all my life, and I wasn't very good at it. My little brother was all right. We had magic sets, and my little brother was much better at it than I am. But yeah.
Well, do me a favour, Jacob. Email me your address, and I'll send you the first magic set. I'll send it out to you as a gift from me, and you can learn some tricks from there. And then next time I see you, I want you to perform one of them for me. All right?
Yeah, I will do that. Yeah.
Awesome, deal. And well done for doing this, for getting on and putting together a YouTube channel and trying to make people smile out in the world. It's the best thing anyone could do is putting content out on the internet to try and entertain and make people smile. So good on you for doing that.
Thank you very much. That is very supportive of that. And thank you so much for this. It's been an absolute pleasure. And best of luck with all your future endeavours.
And to you too. Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll meet again. Goodbye.
Cheers.